We are about a month and a half away from the midterm elections. CBS News Congressional Correspondent Nikole Killion joins us. Welcome, Nikole. With the elections in early November, how is the battle for Congress, control of Congress, shaping up?
Well, it seems like it's getting tighter by the day in terms of control of Congress in both chambers. Our latest CBS News Battleground tracker shows that House Republicans still are projected or estimated to win the majority, but their margins are shrinking in terms of the number of seats they may potentially pick up. Right now, CBS News is estimating they may pick up about 10 seats for a total of 223, but that is down from about 230 back in July. In terms of the Senate, that remains a toss-up, and we're really focusing on a number of states, really a handful of states that could decide control of the Senate. There are about 4 toss-ups right now, including Georgia, Wisconsin, Arizona, and Nevada, all of which could affect that balance of power here in the Senate, which already is quite narrowly divided, 50-50 as we speak.
In the House, we've seen Republican Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy unveil Commitment to America. And what are the Democrats saying? So let's take a look at what each of the parties' messages are.
Yeah, so I was with Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy in Pennsylvania when he rolled out this Commitment to America agenda, which is really Republicans' platform for the midterms in terms of House Republicans. And there's a heavy emphasis on strengthening the economy, security in terms of border security, as well as public safety, education, creating a Parents' Bill of Rights is something that they want to do, and also having more oversight with respect to the government and overall accountability. Now, in terms of Democrats' counter, they don't necessarily have any kind of snazzy slogans, if you will, but really their playbook is trying to promote some of their legislative wins recently, most notably the Inflation Reduction Act. We've seen the president traveling around really talking extensively about that. Democrats still strongly believe that that will help lower prices when it comes to the cost of prescription drugs and energy prices. Of course, they're also looking at this issue of abortion rights as something that may galvanize voters this fall. And in terms of slogans, pretty much the only thing we are hearing some Democrats utter is this phrase MAGA Republicans, really trying to paint Republicans as extreme, which is why they say that they should keep control of Congress as opposed to voters supporting Republicans, which they believe will take the country in a different direction.
One story that's coming up on the horizon is a potential government shutdown. There are just a few days left to get a deal finished. So what are the chances of a shutdown happening, and how could that impact the midterms?
Well, so far, there's not a lot of alarm here on Capitol Hill, I think probably because we have been through this drill many times before. But, this is going to come down to the wire in terms of the government bill that is on the table right now, the spending bill that is. It really is just a short-term measure that would fund the government for the next couple of months through mid-December, include some funding for Ukraine, also for some natural disasters, water crisis in Jackson, Mississippi, for example, also to help with wildfires out in New Mexico from over the summer. But that being said, what's really controversial about this is that it's got a permitting reform provision that was proposed by West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, and that is something that Democrats and even Republicans aren't all on board with. This would streamline the permitting process for a lot of energy projects, and while people think it's important, they don't necessarily think it should be attached to a must-pass government spending bill. So we'll see kind of where lawmakers come down on it. There's a test vote on it later today, but if it doesn't go the way that some would like, then we'll have to see lawmakers go back to the drawing board again with just a couple of days before this Friday deadline comes up.
Well, we'll be watching to see how close it gets down to the wire. Thank you so much, CBS News Congressional Correspondent Nikole Killion.